Hello! In this video we're going to learn a method for symbolization that's really helpful. It makes symbolization easier, it makes it simpler, and it makes it more reliable. And it's going to be using the grammatical concepts that we've been learning about in this module already. So if you haven't watched the previous videos, you'll need to go and watch them, but then come back and watch this. Oh, and also, we're going to be doing some example problems in this module, and they're problems that are on the homework. So get Logic 2010 fired up and get the symbolization module open, and you can follow along and work on the problems while I'm working on them, and then you'll have already done some of your homework. So recommend doing that. Okay, so in this module, we're going to learn, well, we learned about the parsing module. We're going to learn about how to symbolize complex conditionals. We're going to learn a method to do so. So we want to remember, we're going to jump over to the logic module in a minute and use the method and then describe it. But we want to just remember what is the main operator of a sentence. So whenever we form a complex sentence, whether it's in English or in natural language, we add that operator to some things that are already sentences. And since right now we're just worried about conditionals, means we have some stuff. We know that there's, however complex or not, there's some things that are already sentences. We add the if-then or the arrow or only if or whatever to that stuff that's already sentences to make a new sentence. And so then that new conditional, that's the main operator of the sentence we just built. And if we delete that main operator, we're left with just the pieces. And that's going to be important in using our method. So let's go over to the logic module, and we're going to be thinking in terms of main operators. So let's go do that right now. Okay, so we've got symbolization 1.6 LRS 60. If he'll be on time, only if there's no traffic, he'll be late. And actually, the way I already read this with the sort of the pausing already sort of tells you how this sentence breaks down, but let's take a look at it. So we've got our symbolization scheme over here, and we just need to symbolize it. The first thing we want to do is to look for all the logical vocabulary. In previous symbolizations, there was only just there was just one conditional, right? There might have been an if and an then, but there's just one conditional. But now, with these complex conditionals, there are going to be multiple conditional words. So we've got this if here at the beginning, but then we've also got this only if here right now. And the thing we have to really decide is just, well, which one are we going to symbolize first? Are we going to, is this, and that's the main operator, are we going to symbolize the only if first, or are we going to symbolize the if first? Well, which is the main operator? Well, we just said that the main operator is whatever was added to two other sentences to build this sentence. So if we take a piece of logical vocabulary away, and it's the main operator, then we'll be left with exactly two sentences. Well, let's see what happens if we take away the only if. What are we left with? Well, is this a sentence? If he'll be on time? No. He'll be on time, that's a sentence, but if he'll be on time is not a sentence by itself. It's not true or false. He'll be on time, that could be true or false, but if he'll be on time, not true or false, not a sentence. It's a phrase. There's no traffic, he'll be late, also not a sentence. So when we delete the only if, are we left with two sentences the only if was added to build this? We are not. We're left with not a sentence and not a sentence. And that means the only if is not the main connective. Okay, good. Main operator. Well, let's see about the if. If we remove the if, are we left with two sentences? Yes, we are. Right here at the comma. On one side of the comma, we have he'll be late. That's a sentence. And on the other side of the comma, we also have a sentence, he'll be on time only if there's no traffic. So, in fact, what we can conclude is that, yes, in fact, in building this English sentence up, whether or not it's true, right, in building it from smaller pieces of English, we built this, and we had that, and we used the if to join them together to build this whole thing. And that means this if, that's the main connective, or the main operator. So let's call it a conditional. The if, whatever the if hooks onto is the antecedent, and the if runs out to the comma. So this is the antecedent, and this is the consequent. Now he'll be late, that's atomic, so we're going to go ahead and stick in the R. He'll be on time only if there's no traffic. Well, that's an only if sentence, making it a conditional. The stuff before the only if, Only if, remember, reverses the order of if. So whatever comes after only if, that goes in the consequent. And whatever comes before only if goes in the antecedent. He'll be on time, that's P. And there's no traffic, that's Q. And hooray, that's correct. So the big stuff actually was we went in multiple steps here, and we had to do some thinking before we actually entered anything into the program. What thinking would we do? We figured out, well, we found this logical vocabulary, and then we figured out which of it should we symbolize first going down, and which will we symbolize first what? Well, we symbolize the main operator of this English sentence. So we figured out, well, is it the only if or the if that's the main operator? And it's the if that's the main operator and not the only if, because when we remove the if, we're left with exactly two sentences, the pieces of the whole thing to which we added the if to build this. But when we remove the only if, we're not left with exactly two sentences, and so this was not built by adding only if to two other sentences. So the if is the main operator, and then we just copy this down, we copy this down. Note that the if we do not copy down, it's turned into the arrow. And then again, this only if does not get copied down, it turns into that arrow. So that's how we do this, and we can write that up as a method, and let's go look at that method as it's written up in the slides. So how do we do this? We find all the conditional words, we find the sentence's main operator and its immediate pieces, we symbolize the main operator, so that means we turn that piece of English into a logical symbol and do not bring it down, we leave it up at the top in the box wherever it belongs. We bring down the pieces lower in the tree so the English operator does not move down, and then we repeat this process on the pieces until we get to atomic sentences, at which point we turn them into sentence letters. So basically what we're doing really is parsing the English sentence, and each time we parse it, we take a step down in that parsing tree. We also turn the part that we didn't bring down, that part gets symbolized. And this is why we have the symbolization module. It's so that we can do this systematically and reliably. The advantages of going like this, instead of kind of just staring at it or guessing, is that we take it one step at a time. We just find each step, we just find the main operator and symbolize it and move the rest of the stuff down. And that makes this a lot simpler. When we're looking at complex sentences, we don't have to symbolize it all at once. We only symbolize one piece at a time. And by making it simple, we have a reliable method. In fact, it will never lead you astray. So it's a great method. You really want to use it. Also, it gives us it's how I give partial credit on the exam. So this symbolizing with the main operator is a really reliable method. Just doing the main operator, find the main operator, symbolize it, bring the stuff down, repeat, get to sentence letters, symbolize or atomic sentences, symbolize them with sentence letters, and you're good to go. The main issue with this is how can you be sure to know what is the main operator? And I've been talking about what happens when we delete vocabulary and test to see whether or not it's the main operator. So that test needs a little bit more discussion, so I'm going to talk about that in the next video, and that's going to help us to sort of fill out how we apply this method. And there'll be more homework examples as well.